So this is a pear tree. This little girl has a lot of buds on her. Can't wait until they blossom, until they bloom. Then I have her twin sister over here. And she has a lot of blooms on her too. And a lot of new growth on her. I didn't think these two would survive the winter, to be honest with you, because I planted them so late in the season last year. But they're doing great. Loving it. Alright, this is another pear tree. All my fruit trees came to me in the mail looking like a bag of dead sticks. So I'm actually happy that they're blooming. So you may wonder why I planted my pear tree so close to the new retaining wall. It's because the retaining wall wasn't supposed to be that close to my pear tree. So, going with the flow, you know, whatever, it works. Good thing is, when this pear tree is fully matured, I could just walk on the edge of the retaining wall to pick the pears. You know, you have to look at the bright side. Alright. So in August, I'm going to order some blueberries to put up in here. I'm going to, only 4 bushes. They're going to be the low ones, the dwarf size one, because I want to be able to walk around them. So right now I have some pretty annuals, and hopefully if I did this correctly, when they grow up a little bit, there'll be pretty much a full blanket of flowers of color. And as you can tell, I like all colors. Yep, my water fountain is a solar one, but I wasn't going to get one at all till my unplanned trip down to Virginia, and I was sitting in front of this big massive white one, beautiful one, in the morning having my coffee, and I was loving the sound of it. So guess what, I have a water fountain, a nice small one. I could take it in during the winter. So alright. Alright, when I put more planting soil in here, I had to raise up my rose bush. She's actually recovering from the shock of it. So she does have some buds on her. So, which is nice. Oh, and I'll let you know this is like mid-May, actually towards the end of May. It's May 23rd. So, alright, more annuals flowers. Alright, of course I have my white sage here. And then I have my other white sage there. And as you can tell, I have some pretty little annuals to put in there. There you go. And these two back here, this one and this one are going to be cucumbers. So I have them next to the trellis so they can climb up. All right. This one and the twin sister over here, these are fruit cocktail trees. Like I said, when they all came to me, they looked like dead sticks. And plus, my trip down to Virginia had to wait until I can plant them. But, as you can tell, there is some growth going on, which is nice. Alright, and as you can tell, I still have some planters that I need to do. But, with all the construction going on, I'm lucky I have these. So, annuals are my best friends. Yeah. So, which is nice. I don't know where you're from, but here we have mayflies, and they are a pain in the ass. Majorly pain in the ass. My rose is sharing, which is nice. Nice to see the clouds going between thunderstorms. Okay. But and again.
Hey, girl.
Hey. What you doing?
Oh, great. How you doing?
All right.
Got nice.
It did.
Taking pictures.
Yeah.
Instagram.
No, actually, I'm just doing a video.
Oh, sorry. Have a nice video.
Love my neighbors. They're awesome. Alright, so I only have 3 tomato plants this year, which is fine. I'm good with it. Alright. So this one is some sort of beefsteak. Iguana vine, beefsteak. There we go. It's a Bonnie brand, so they're actually pretty good. So, of course, I have my sweet basil on both ends. And this year I decided to do yellow ones instead of orange, although I really like the orange ones. Alright, and this tomato is okay. Better boy. Actually, I think both of them are actually. So, and if you can see it, look at that. I have my first little bloom there. So. And of course there's the bamboo. The spawn of Satan, in my opinion. Because we've tried everything there is to kill that damn crap. And it's still there. Alright. And then I have my lovely tree here. Which is... oh man, maybe like 12 feet tall now. I planted this when it was like 3 feet tall. So, or maybe even a little less. But yeah. Alright, we cleaned out that corner because that's where my two hazelnut trees are going to go, and my white cranberry tree. Alright, and as you can tell, over here, between the daffodils, what's left of them anyways, the lilac we cut down, it was old and diseased. So I'm just waiting to cut down the rest of the greenery of the daffodils so I can replant them later on. Love my new wagon, by the way. Excuse me. I don't know if you can see, look at those clouds. Love thunderstorms. Excuse me. Alright. So I have one more flower over here that I need to plant. I have to do this bed. And I will. With what? I don't know, but I will. But I have my strawberries. I'm actually getting some nice flowers on here already. I have to clean it up. But here's my thing. I am actually very happy to say I thought I killed my grapevines during the winter because my container filled up with water and froze solid. But as you can tell, they're doing just fine. So I'm happy about that. Okay. Work is still being done on the house. The walkway is just about done. So I can plant my other trees that I have in my house out here. But the ones that I already planted are cherry trees. 2 of them died. I said I was going to give it a season to see if they'll grow. But they're not. So I'm going to get new ones. So I'm actually gonna seal the walkways to make the color pop, because in the middle of them, the sand, it's a black sand, so it's gonna look really nice. All right. And I actually went with cedar, plain cedar, no dye or chemical stuff for my mulch. Try to stay away from that stuff as much as possible. All right. I'm loving that color this year. And I like this one because it has the pink and the white, and the inside is yellow. So I'm liking that one. Have to have the red to pop. And I have my vines that are just going everywhere. We're going to have another thunderstorm shortly. Ooh, that looks pretty. So temporary steps, so I have to keep walking out of the basement to get into my house. And I'm loving the white this year too.